and I love Filipino food.
Have you had a chance to date any Filipino women here?
You can never get a taxi when it rains in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I never felt unsafe.
Please tell us your name and where you're from.
My name's Chilli, and I'm from England.
And what brings you all the way down here to the Philippines?
I first came to the Philippines about 2 years ago, just purely because I love traveling. I love traveling for food and experiencing different cultures. And someone said, "Have you ever been to the Philippines?" And I said, "No." So I traveled here a couple of years ago, and I went to Manila.
Okay.
Which, despite what people say, it's actually a fascinating, very mixed cultural city. I like it, even though the traffic is horrendous.
I was going to ask you about that. Okay, so
horrendous, the traffic. It takes so long to move just a few kilometers. But the city's interesting. There's a lot of different cultures there, different foods. That the whole of the island is also fascinating too.
Yeah.
I got rained in. There was a huge typhoon, so I ended up spending just over 2 weeks in Manila. So I did a fair bit of traveling around there.
Nice.
And then once the weather broke, I flew into Cebu.
Okay.
And I've never looked back.
Oh, never looked back. Okay, I guess so, right? So tell me, what's the difference between Cebu and Manila, aside from some of the obvious stuff?
It's, I think Cebu, I love the Filipino people. They're always friendly. They're always upbeat. They're always smiling, walking around, "Kumusta ka? How are you?" Yeah, all good. In Manila, the people tend to keep themselves to themselves until you move out of the city where you start to get more friendly people.
Yeah.
In Cebu, I think that even the center of Cebu, the people are just instantly, everyone's smiling, They're seem a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
And happier than the people in
I would agree. Yeah, that's why I'm making my base. I love the Cebuano people, the emphasize themselves. Okay, so what has been like the biggest challenge for you so far, adapting to or adjusting to, or just life here in the Philippines?
I think the heat, because of coming from England, we're used to maybe 22 degrees in the summer, and then we're down to -2, -6 through the winter. So it takes me around 10, 12 days just to get used to that initial heat.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love traveling, tasting foods from different countries.
Yeah.
And I love Filipino food.
Yeah.
Like I said, maybe a little bit too much salt at times, but if they don't salt it, they sugar it.
Yeah, salt or sugar, right? Usually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do like the food. Yeah. It's nice.
All right. Are you here by yourself? Are you dating? What's your relationship status?
No, I'm single. I'm a lone traveler. Okay. Children grown up now and left home. So the reason I still go back to the UK is because my mum's still alive. So I do travel back once we get towards the English springtime around April. Nice. So I tend to stay away for about 5 to 6 months.
Oh, that's nice. Have you had a chance to date any Filipino women here?
No, I've met a couple, but we just as friends, which is nice because then you can go out with no complications. They'll say, "Oh, have you tried this place? Have you tried this food?"
Yeah.
It's meant to be meeting a friend tonight at Carbon Market. There's some good street food there.
Yeah.
Not sure on the weather though today, so might have to cancel that.
Yeah, especially Filipinos, they don't like the rain, If it's raining, they cancel plans immediately.
You can never get a taxi when it rains in the Philippines.
That's the main reason. I used to never know why. Initially, I'm like, it's just rain. Then I realized the actual logistics of getting around in the rain if you don't have a car or a bike is difficult for public. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it is. The infrastructure for travel, there isn't one. There isn't one. You have to take a day out of your itinerary.
Yeah.
To travel anywhere, such as if you go to any of the islands. I'm off to Dumaguete on Tuesday morning.
Okay. Have you been there before?
Yeah, I have a friend who's just bought a property there, an Australian friend. He's married a Filipino girl.
Okay.
He took her to Australia and she didn't like it.
She didn't like Australia,
No,
huh?
she didn't like Australia.
Yeah.
She was there for about 12 months with him. I think like a lot of places in the world, there's good and bad, but
Of course.
they
And plus,
decided to up sticks and create a home and maybe have some children over here. So
speaking of property and children and all that, do you think you can actually see yourself retiring here or living here permanently, or do you think you just keep going back and forth?
Once the inevitable happens with my mom, because I will move here.
Okay.
Permanently. I won't buy a property because property is really cheap to rent here.
Yeah.
And then you could rent somewhere for 6 months and then travel somewhere else and rent somewhere else for 6 months. So that gives you the option just to move around the Philippines. There's over 7,000 islands, so that might see me out, you know, we've got to travel to each one.
And why stick somewhere, right? If you have so many places to visit and so many places to see. Have you had any health issues? Have you been to the hospitals around here at all? Anything like that?
No, nothing. I have health insurance and travel insurance, but I was a firefighter for 30 years, so I kept myself
nice and healthy,
regularly fit, healthy, diet and everything. So I'm doing okay at the moment.
Okay, that's good. Fingers crossed nothing happens anytime soon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any advice for anyone that's never been to the Philippines? What would you tell them?
Come with an open mind.
Yeah.
Don't try and do too much all at once because you can't, because it takes so long to do anything.
Yeah.
Everything in the Philippines is pen and paper still. Everything. So everything takes time. And just be aware that if you're traveling over the weekend, all the Filipinos travel back home to see family and friends.
Yeah.
And ferries, buses are all packed out.
Yeah. That happened to me once, actually. I bought like a one-way ticket to Bohol, but I never bought the return ticket. And getting back was like a proper mission. I had to sit in like a cargo ship to get back. So it was an experience, but it was just like standing in between machinery, basically, just to come back the same day.
I do a couple of things on Travel Philippines on Facebook where people that haven't been before send in lots of questions, and there's a few of us that we can answer, and a lot of people want to try and fit so much in, all into one. Bohol, Palawan, El Nido, Quran, Boracay, and you can't do it in a 2-week period.
Definitely not,
you just can't. You have to come back or have a longer vacation.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you were saying, the very first time I came, I made the mistake of booking a one-way ticket, went to book a ticket back and there's none available for 2 days. They were sold out.
Yeah, and if you have something planned or something, it's going to definitely ruin it.
So what I do now is if I land somewhere, I kind of do loose plans. So, if I'm traveling to, we'll say Bohol, I think, I'll move on to Sikihor in a few days, and then I'll book a ferry ticket 3 or 4 days in advance to Sikihor so that I know I've got that seat then. Don't do it on the same day.
Yeah, definitely. Any safety issues? Any concerns about traveling here by yourself? Have you felt any danger or any kind?
Never. Not even. I stayed just outside Makati, near Pasay, not too far from BGC, in Manila, and I walked everywhere. I walk everywhere, and I never encountered anybody. I never felt unsafe.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, but I feel more unsafe in my own country than I do here. And like I said earlier at the start of the video, the Filipino people are just so friendly. You can walk through little back streets and everyone's saying hello.
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
very friendly.
and smiling. Even when even in the typhoons, people lost their houses, even in the fire in Manila a few weeks back, and people are still just getting together, sorting their stuff out, but still smiling and still happy.
Okay.
And I think that reflects on me, because I walk around smiling, saying hello to people, and you know.
And if people are smiling, you tend to smile, right? And that's one of the main reasons why I keep coming back is for the people, because no matter what people say regarding dating or some issues online, it's just for a regular person living here a normal life without being disrespectful. People respect you, and you tend to be happier, I think.
Yes, yeah. Another thing I find a little bit sometimes with tourists and these guys walking into restaurants without a shirt on.
Oh yeah.
Be a little bit more respectful of the people that are here, that are very you know, there's a lot of Christians, a lot of churches.
Mm-hmm.
They're very religious, and the same for girls walking around with, you know, just put a top on. Have a little bit of respect for those people that live in those touristy areas.
For sure. That's great advice, man. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Alex. You're welcome.
You.
Good to meet you.
Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what do you think of Chilli's experience in the Philippines, and what a name, right? Well suited for his personality. A really chilled, laid back kind of guy. Perfect mentality and attitude for the Philippines. It goes really well with the Filipino people. A nice combination there of him having the patience and the friendliness to go ahead and associate with people here and live life comfortably in the Philippines. Let me know your experience if you've been to the Philippines. If you're planning on coming here, anything you want to share. If you take your time to write it, I'll take the time to respond. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, hit that like button, maybe even sharing this video with somebody that might enjoy it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.